When we first started, your former congressman and still one of Georgia's great congressmen did walk in, Phil Gingrey. So Phil, stand up and say hello here so that they catch you. And we all know Phil works for Janet Byington, and I've seen her here, so it's great to see Janet at that point. So as we were driving here today, I got an email with the Daily News from the Hill, which is one of the journals, shall we say, coming from our nation's capital. And that sort of gave me the idea for what I was going to talk to you all about this morning. There's a lot of news this week about the president and his love of the golf course, and some of us actually, well, you sometimes switch between whether you wish he did his job or didn't do his job, and maybe when he's at the golf course we're safer. But if you look at the world events this week, you know, you got a Chinese plane playing with one of our planes, you got Iraq and Syria in big trouble, you got Israel and Gaza in big trouble, you got Qatar, who received the guy from Gitmo, which was supposed to be a good country, who's actually funding Hamas, we find out. You've got Ukraine and Russia, you got the whole world falling apart, and he's at a golf course. But according to thehill.com today, while he may be on a golf course, they're actually working really hard in D.C. It's that fourth branch of government called the regulatory agencies. So his regulatory agencies are working big time to do everything he can for his liberal agenda the next 2 years. So just to sort of tell you where my office has been versus where we will be, so keep in mind we were in the Noel Canning case concerning the recess appointments. We were in the town of Greece case concerning whether you can have prayer before public meetings. We had 2 cases where we were in the U.S. Supreme Court this year on energy, the president's war on coal. We are involved in his new Rule 111D that will make your fuel cost even more. And we are involved in his new waters rule that would really hurt farmers and their ability to have irrigation to bring us the food that we all need to survive. We're involved in so much litigation overtly due to this man's liberal agenda, and he's got 2 more years to play further with us. So when you think about what's going on, yes, your congressmen are very important, your senators are very important, your governor's very, very important, but keep in mind it's those conservative attorneys general that are fighting President Obama every week in federal court. And the good news is we're winning a lot more than we're losing, and I hope we continue to keep winning. Because last time I checked, unlike my opponent's idea, my job is to defend the law, not to defend his personal interest. So some of you may not know this, but you know, we all have campaigns. We all have elections in November. My political consultant's from Marietta. In fact, I met him through his mom, and he's been my consultant for numerous years. My opponent's political consultant is Robert Gibbs. Now, some of you may have heard of him. He was the president's press secretary in the campaign, and he was the president's press secretary in his first term. So when you think about attorney generals, when you think about what we do, just think about the fact that I got this character named Robert Gibbs on my back every day between now and November 4th. And I would suggest to you it is not a joy dealing with the Obama machine in D.C.